The 28-year-old continues, "This time of year I get to hunker down, slow down, support him, and live life. When the off-season rolls around, it's go time for me."
But wait, this isn't just another Hollywood love story. Behind the glitz and glamour lies the reality of fame, football, and the struggles of balancing two high-profile careers. From red carpets to the NFL field, how are Hailee Steinfeld and Josh Allen really making their marriage work? Let's uncover the truth. Hailee Steinfeld, the Hollywood actress who has been on red carpets since her teenage years, stunned the world when news broke of her marriage to Buffalo Bills quarterback Josh Allen. Their love story might seem like a fairy tale from the outside, but when you dig deeper, it is a fascinating mix of stardom, sports, and the challenges of two powerful individuals trying to merge their worlds into one. Hailee, in her interview, admitted something many fans were not expecting, that her marriage has completely transformed the way she looks at life and her career. For someone who has lived and breathed Hollywood for over a decade, she suddenly found herself learning how to slow down, to adjust, and to live on someone else's schedule. Imagine that shift from constantly chasing scripts, premieres, and studio demands to planning your life around an NFL season. That's exactly what Hailee says is happening. And to her, surprisingly, it's not a burden, but a blessing. She described how unpredictable Hollywood can be, how one moment you are on set for 14 hours and the next you are on a press tour halfway across the globe. In contrast, Josh's career is built on precision, schedules, and routines. Football is strict. The NFL calendar runs like clockwork, and Josh's life is dictated by training camps, games, and travel. So Hailee decided to shape her time so that she could be where he is. She explained that right now, during the football season, she gets to hunker down, slow down, and simply support him. And then, when the off-season comes, it's go time for her, and that's when she fully jumps back into Hollywood. It's a balance that most couples can hardly imagine, yet Hailee is finding beauty in it. She even admitted that this new slower-paced chapter of her life has taught her something she had never experienced before, living outside of work. Think about that for a moment. An actress who has been in the spotlight since she was a teenager, whose entire identity revolved around career, fame, and projects, suddenly finds herself as a wife, experiencing the intimacy of slowing down. She described it as learning how to share life with someone, not just your work. She even called it the greatest thing ever. Fans were surprised, because Hailee has always been seen as the ambitious, unstoppable star who keeps moving from one big project to the next. From her breakout role in True Grit to chart-topping songs, to Marvel projects, Hailee built her reputation as the girl who never slows down. And now she's saying the best thing she has discovered is how to stop, breathe, and share moments with her husband. That's a transformation many didn't expect, and it makes their love story even more intriguing. But let's go back and understand how this romance even started. Hailee and Josh were not always destined to cross paths. He, the small-town boy from Fireball, California, who rose to fame in the NFL, and she, the Oscar-nominated actress from Los Angeles, who had already made her mark on Hollywood. Their worlds could not have been more different. Yet, in 2023, something clicked. They were first spotted together in New York City, then later confirmed to be dating when paparazzi caught them on multiple outings. For fans of both, it was an instant headline. On one side, you had Hailee's massive Hollywood fanbase, and on the other, Josh's loyal NFL followers. Together, they became one of the most unexpected and fascinating celebrity couples of the year. What drew Hailee to Josh? Insiders claim it was his grounded personality. Despite his fame in the NFL, Josh has always been known for staying humble and true to his roots. That's something Hailee found refreshing. She had been in the entertainment industry long enough to know how ego and fame can destroy relationships. With Josh, she found someone who didn't care about Hollywood glitz. He cared about family, hard work, and loyalty. On Josh's side, Hailee was the perfect mix of beauty, brains, and independence. He admired how she handled fame with grace, how she was more than just a celebrity, but a woman with her own career, her own identity, and her own voice. When the two finally tied the knot in May, in a lavish garden ceremony in Santa Barbara, it was like two worlds colliding. The wedding was described as dreamy, filled with family, close friends, and just enough Hollywood glamour to match Hailee's stardom, while still keeping Josh's more laid-back personality intact. The pictures that leaked from the event showed Hailee in a breathtaking gown, glowing with happiness, and Josh looking every bit the proud groom. Social media exploded, with fans calling them the new it couple. But marriage, especially in the spotlight, is never as simple as the pictures make it seem. Hailee has openly admitted that she is in a whole new phase of life, one that she has never experienced before. Learning to live life outside of work may sound simple, but for someone who has been non-stop working for years, it's like entering a completely different world. And that's just the beginning of what makes their relationship so compelling. Because behind the smiles, behind the glamorous wedding, lie the real struggles of balancing two demanding careers, constant public scrutiny, and the challenge of making time for each other in industries that can pull you apart in seconds. That's the story of Hailee and Josh, two people who fell in love, got married, and are now navigating the unpredictable road of life together. In the coming chapters, we'll dive deeper into the details, how they actually met, the early days of their romance, the challenges they faced from the press and fans, and the untold secrets that made their relationship not just a love story, but a test of resilience in the public eye. When Hailee Steinfeld and Josh Allen first stepped out together, nobody could have predicted just how much attention their relationship would grab. On one hand, you had an NFL quarterback at the top of his game, the face of the Buffalo Bills, adored by fans for his explosive performances on the field. On the other, a Hollywood star who had already won awards, headlined blockbuster movies, and sung to millions. It was like a crossover event nobody saw coming, and yet once it happened, it made perfect sense. They were both young, successful, and admired by millions, but the question everyone was asking was, could two such high-profile careers coexist under the same roof? Their first public appearances together were filled with curiosity and speculation. Paparazzi trailed their every move, from dinner dates in New York to low-key outings in Los Angeles. Social media had a frenzy, with fans dissecting every photo, every gesture, every little detail about their budding romance. For Hailee, who had been careful to keep her private life guarded, this was a new experience. She wasn't just an actress anymore, she was half of one of the hottest new celebrity couples. And Josh, who was used to post-game interviews and sports press, suddenly found himself in the middle of Hollywood gossip columns. It wasn't always easy. Their relationship was constantly compared to other celebrity athlete couples, and critics wondered if it would even last. Some said Hailee was too ambitious for a long-term commitment, while others whispered that Josh's football lifestyle would be too demanding. But the couple proved them wrong. Instead of letting outside noise shake them, they quietly built their foundation, choosing to focus on each other. Hailee made time to attend his games, cheering him on from the stands, while Josh made an effort to accompany her to Hollywood events, walking red carpets by her side even when it wasn't his world. That give-and-take dynamic became the secret to their early success as a couple. One of the most fascinating aspects of their relationship was how normal they tried to keep things despite their fame. Insiders close to them revealed that their favorite dates weren't about glitz or luxury, but about simple moments, movie nights at home, grabbing casual dinners, and even cooking together. Hailee once mentioned in an interview that Josh's idea of a perfect evening wasn't a flashy Hollywood party but just spending quiet time with her. That grounded energy made her feel safe, something rare in the whirlwind of fame. Their romance, however, wasn't without its challenges. The NFL season is brutal, filled with travel, long hours, and the physical and mental demands of professional football. Add to that Hailee's shooting schedules, music tours, and press runs, and you had two people who could easily drift apart. But instead of pulling away, they found ways to adjust. Hailee admitted she had to learn how to slow down during Josh's season, to match his rhythm, and then speed things back up once football paused. It was a balancing act that tested them, but also strengthened them. As their love grew, so did the public fascination. Rumors of engagement swirled even before Josh proposed, with tabloids trying to predict when and how he would pop the question. Every Instagram post, every photo together became evidence in the court of public opinion. Fans wanted to see the fairy tale unfold, and when news of their wedding finally broke, it was like the internet exploded. For Hailee, who had always been more private, this was overwhelming at times. But she admitted that having Josh by her side made it easier. His calm, steady personality balanced out the chaos, reminding her that at the end of the day, it was just about the two of them, not the noise around them. Their early romance set the tone for what would become one of the most talked about love stories in recent Hollywood memory. But if you think it was all smooth sailing, you'd be wrong. There were obstacles, there were doubts, and there were moments when fans wondered if they would even make it. In the next part of this story, we'll dive into the build-up to their big wedding day, the behind-the-scenes details, the glamour, and the secrets that made their ceremony more than just another celebrity event. By the time Hailee Steinfeld and Josh Allen announced their wedding, the anticipation had already reached fever pitch. Fans had speculated for months, tabloids ran endless stories about when it would happen, and insiders whispered about secret plans. But when the big day finally arrived, it was nothing short of magical. The couple tied the knot in May, choosing a lavish garden in Santa Barbara as their venue, a place that perfectly balanced Hailee's Hollywood glamour with Josh's love for simplicity and nature. It wasn't just a wedding, it was an event that symbolized two worlds colliding in the most beautiful way possible. The setting was breathtaking. White roses lined the aisles, fairy lights twinkled across the garden, and soft music filled the air. Guests described the ceremony as intimate yet spectacular, a rare mix in celebrity weddings where extravagance often overshadows emotion. Hailee walked down the aisle in a gown that could only be described as timeless. The dress, custom-made and shimmering under the California sun, was paired with a smile that radiated pure joy. Josh, standing tall in his tailored suit, looked every bit the proud groom, his eyes never leaving hers as she approached. For that moment, all the noise, the cameras, and the outside world disappeared. It was just the two of them, exchanging vows that carried the weight of their journey and the promise of a future together. The guest list was star-studded yet carefully curated. Close family and friends were there, alongside a handful of industry names, but the couple kept it smaller than most expected. It wasn't about a grand show, it was about celebrating love. Insiders reported that the vows were deeply personal, with Hailee tearing up as she spoke about finding a new meaning of life through Josh, and Josh promising to stand by her through every storm. There was laughter, there were tears, and there was an undeniable sense that this wasn't just a Hollywood spectacle, it was real. The reception was equally unforgettable. Long tables filled with elegant floral arrangements, a live band playing classics, and an atmosphere of pure celebration. Hailee, always the performer, even surprised Josh by singing a song dedicated to him, a private yet powerful gesture that melted hearts. Guests described the couple's first dance as something straight out of a movie, Hailee glowing under the lights, Josh looking at her like she was the only person in the room. Social media lit up with leaked images and videos, fans gushing over how perfect the day looked, and the hashtag of their wedding trending worldwide. But behind the glam, what truly stood out was how authentic everything felt. Unlike many celebrity weddings that can feel rehearsed or distant, this was raw and emotional. It wasn't about flaunting wealth or creating headlines, it was about celebrating the bond they had built. That authenticity resonated with fans, making the wedding not just another tabloid story, but a moment of genuine connection. Of course, being in the public eye meant that even their happiest day came with scrutiny. Some critics rolled their eyes, calling it another Hollywood fairy tale destined to end, while others speculated about whether their careers could handle the pressures of married life. But for Hailee and Josh, those voices didn't matter. For them, the wedding wasn't the end of a love story, it was the beginning of a whole new chapter. And that chapter, as Hailee would later reveal, changed everything for her. She began to see her career, her time, and even her priorities differently. Marriage gave her a perspective she had never experienced before, one that would define how she balanced the chaos of Hollywood with the structured world of the NFL. In the next part, we'll explore exactly how their life after marriage transformed both of them, the adjustments they had to make, the compromises, and the surprising lessons that came with becoming husband and wife in the spotlight. After the fairytale wedding faded into memory and the last sparkles of celebration were gone, reality set in for Hailee Steinfeld and Josh Allen. For many couples, married life means settling into a routine, but for these two, routine is a luxury they can rarely afford. Hailee's world is defined by the unpredictability of Hollywood scripts, auditions, shoots, tours, and constant media attention, while Josh lives by the rigid calendar of the NFL, where every day is structured down to the hour. Two very different rhythms, yet now bound together by vows and love. Hailee opened up about this new chapter in her Variety interview, and her words surprised many fans. She admitted that being married to Josh had completely transformed her approach to life. Instead of racing from one project to another, she now organizes her time so she can be wherever he is. It's a conscious choice, choosing love over chaos, presence over endless ambition. She described the NFL season as her time to slow down, to support Josh, to live quietly by his side. And when the off-season rolls around, that's when she goes full throttle into her career. It's a balance that not many couples would even attempt, but for Hailee, it's a blessing. This newfound perspective is something she had never experienced before. She confessed that outside of her work, she had never really lived life fully. Her entire identity for years was wrapped in her roles, her music, and her career. But marriage gave her something different, the chance to simply be Hailee, not just Hailee Steinfeld the actress or the singer. Learning to slow down, to share ordinary moments with someone, became the greatest gift of all. It was something she didn't even know she needed until Josh came into her life. But of course, slowing down doesn't mean life is easy. Married life in the spotlight is filled with challenges that most couples never face. Every move is watched, every comment is dissected, and every absence sparks rumors. When Hailee isn't seen at a Bills game, tabloids speculate about trouble. When Josh isn't at one of her premieres, whispers begin online. Living under that kind of constant microscope can break even the strongest of relationships. Yet somehow, they have managed to navigate it with grace. One of their biggest strengths has been communication. Insiders close to the couple reveal that Hailee and Josh make it a priority to talk through everything, to make sure they are always on the same page despite their hectic schedules. That communication, paired with a willingness to compromise, has kept them strong. Hailee admitted that she has had to adjust her pace, learning when to step back, and Josh has had to open himself up to a world far outside his comfort zone: Hollywood red carpets, interviews, and the chaos of entertainment press. Their fans see only the highlights, the glamorous wedding photos, the red carpet moments, the social media glimpses, but behind the scenes is where the real work happens. Hailee learned how to plan her life around a football season. Josh carving out time during his rare breaks to be with her on set. Both of them constantly juggling responsibilities, yet refusing to let their careers tear them apart. That kind of effort is what separates celebrity flings from real, lasting partnerships. And yet, there's always an underlying question: how long can they keep this balance going? Hollywood is unpredictable, and the NFL is unforgiving. Injuries, projects, travel, it can all change in a second. Fans can't help but wonder if their marriage is strong enough to withstand the storms ahead. But for now, Hailee seems more grounded than ever, embracing this slower-paced chapter of her life and calling it the most rewarding experience she's ever had. The transformation is undeniable. Hailee Steinfeld, once known as the ambitious star who never stopped moving, is now a wife who proudly admits she finds joy in slowing down. And Josh Allen, the NFL powerhouse, has found in Hailee not just a partner but someone who brings balance, creativity, and depth into his world. Together, they represent a rare kind of modern love story, one built on compromise, support, and resilience under the spotlight. But the real question remains: will this story continue to be the fairytale fans believe in, or are there cracks beneath the surface that the world has yet to see? In the next chapter, we'll peel back even more layers, exploring the pressures of fame, the temptations of stardom, and the challenges that come with being labeled Hollywood's newest power couple. Being labeled as a power couple in Hollywood may sound glamorous, but behind the glitter, it can be an enormous weight to carry. For Hailee Steinfeld and Josh Allen, that title came almost instantly after their wedding. The actress and the NFL quarterback were suddenly not just individuals chasing their own dreams, but a symbol of romance, success, and balance in the eyes of the world. And that kind of expectation can be suffocating. The media loves to build stories, and for Hailee and Josh, every little detail becomes a headline. If Hailee appears without her wedding ring during a casual outing, rumors start that their marriage is on the rocks. If Josh is spotted at a game without Hailee in the stands, speculation begins about possible cracks between them. In truth, these are normal situations for any couple. Sometimes work calls, sometimes life gets in the way, but when you're in the spotlight, normal doesn't exist. Every action becomes a story, every absence becomes a rumor, and every small moment is magnified into something bigger. Hailee herself has admitted how overwhelming the public gaze can feel. She is used to attention, of course, having grown up in the industry, but now it's not just about her, it's about them. Every decision she makes reflects not only on her career but on their relationship. Josh, on the other hand, came from a world where the scrutiny was intense but limited to performance on the field. In sports, success and failure are measured in touchdowns and interceptions. In Hollywood, however, success is sometimes measured by perception, gossip, and headlines. Adjusting to that has been one of Josh's biggest challenges. And then there are the whispers. No matter how perfect a couple seems, the media thrives on doubt. Insiders, anonymous sources, and tabloids always look for cracks. Some say the difference between their worlds will eventually pull them apart. Others argue that Hailee's ambition could clash with Josh's schedule. Fans argue online, dissecting their every move as if they know the inner workings of their marriage. It's a storm of opinions, and staying grounded in the middle of it requires extraordinary strength. But instead of breaking down under the pressure, Hailee and Josh have used it to build resilience. Hailee revealed that she has become better at setting boundaries, deciding what parts of her life to share with the public and what to keep sacred. Josh has learned to ignore the noise, focusing on what he can control: his game, his family, and the bond he shares with Hailee. Together, they've built a shield around their relationship, choosing to let only the closest people into their inner circle. Still, even with their efforts, the cracks of fame are always there. The constant travel, the demanding schedules, the paparazzi hiding in corners, it all takes a toll. For Hailee, who is naturally independent, the challenge is making sure she doesn't lose herself while supporting Josh's career. For Josh, the challenge is stepping into a Hollywood world that often feels foreign to him. These are struggles they rarely speak about publicly, but you can see glimpses of them in the way they carefully navigate interviews, always protecting each other, always making sure the focus doesn't shift to unnecessary drama. Fans, however, can't stop watching. There is a fascination in seeing two worlds collide, in watching a Hollywood star and an NFL quarterback try to build a life together. It's the ultimate modern love story, part fairytale, part reality show, part test of endurance. And in many ways, the pressure only adds to the intrigue. People want to see if they can defy the odds, if their love is strong enough to last. In the end, what makes Hailee and Josh's relationship compelling is not the glamour, but the humanity beneath it. The struggle to balance love with careers. The effort to ignore gossip. The determination to make it work even when the world is watching, waiting, and sometimes even hoping for failure. That's the reality of life as a power couple. And for Hailee and Josh, it's only just the beginning. But the real question is, what comes next? Fame is fickle, careers are unpredictable, and love, even the strongest kind, is tested in the harshest ways. In the final part of this story, we'll explore what the future might hold for Hailee Steinfeld and Josh Allen, the dreams, the doubts, and the possibilities that lie ahead for Hollywood's most unexpected couple. As the story of Hailee Steinfeld and Josh Allen continues to unfold, one thing is clear: this is not just another celebrity romance. It's a test of balance, patience, and commitment under some of the toughest conditions imaginable. Two people from completely different worlds, one shaped by the relentless grind of Hollywood and the other molded by the unforgiving demands of the NFL, have chosen to build a life together. And while their love story already feels like a fairy tale, the real challenge lies in what comes next. For Hailee, the future is wide open. Her career has already taken her from blockbuster films to chart-topping music, and now, as a wife, she faces new questions. Can she continue to juggle her passions while also being the supportive partner she wants to be? Will slowing down for Josh mean sacrificing opportunities, or will it bring a new kind of strength and inspiration to her artistry? Fans know Hailee as someone who has never backed down from a challenge, and if anything, marriage might add a new depth to her work, a perspective she never had before. For Josh, the road ahead is equally uncertain. The NFL is a brutal career path, with injuries, short windows of peak performance, and the constant pressure to deliver. But in Hailee, he has found more than just a partner. He has found a grounding force, someone who understands the sacrifices of fame and the price of success. The question is, can he manage the dual expectations of being a top-tier athlete and one half of a Hollywood power couple without losing focus on the game that defines his career? Together, their future holds both promise and risk. The promise of becoming one of the rare celebrity couples who actually make it, who weather the storms, silence the rumors, and stay strong despite the odds. The risk that their careers, schedules, or the relentless spotlight might one day pull them apart. It's a story as unpredictable as it is fascinating, and perhaps that's why fans are so invested. Because behind the glamour, they see two real people trying to make love work in extraordinary circumstances. And maybe that's what makes their story resonate so deeply. It's not just about Hollywood or football, not just about fame or fortune. It's about learning to slow down, to share life with someone, to find joy in the ordinary even when your life is anything but ordinary. It's about proving that love, real love, can survive under the harshest lights, if you're willing to fight for it. So what's next for Hailee Steinfeld and Josh Allen? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain: whether they rise to become the ultimate example of lasting celebrity love, or face the struggles that have undone so many before them, their journey will continue to captivate the world. Because in the end, it's not just their fans who are watching, it's all of us, secretly hoping that this time, maybe, the fairy tale really will last forever.